Speak to me, O Lord, in your whisper I delight, a feeling of calmness, tranquility, this sense of ease I like.
Hello, this is Nancy Morale. I'm Director of Family Tree Ministries and Private School for Homeschoolers. Please visit us on the web, familytreehomeschool.com, and also YouTube, Facebook, and we are now on Rumble. School of Tomorrow PACE workbooks. They are very popular, very high quality academics and affordable as well. The strength of them is that the students can go at their own pace, and that's one of the reasons they call them PACE workbooks. But there is an acronym for PACE, and it stands for Packet of Accelerated Christian Education. What you need to know, first of all, you can start homeschooling immediately with the PACEs, as soon as you get them in the mail. The workbooks are numbered for every subject, 1 through 12 for first grade, 13 to 24 for second grade, 25 to 36 for third grade, etc. They're $3.30 each. The tests for each workbook are sold with each workbook, and they're inside each workbook. They're perforated inside. You have to pull them out and give them to your student when they're done with the workbook. The answer keys are sold separately. I never bought the answer keys for first and second grade or third grade because I could eye it and see if the problems were right or wrong. Each workbook lists the same layout and format. The academic goals are listed, a scripture, a character trait, an area for supervisors' initials, directions for students to score their work, a checkup, and a self-test to complete before the test. The first books we'll look at is Social Studies. That's book 60. They number them with a 10 in front of the 60, or the number for the workbook. So here is their layout. Like I said, the goals are listed for book 60. The scripture, Matthew 9:9, and a character trait of being available. Here's a closer look at the goals for this one workbook. Each workbook probably lasts about 2 or 3 weeks. A student should do about 4 to 5 pages a day in every workbook to keep up. Here's a closer look at the scripture and the character trait as well. Inside the Social Studies workbook, you see some colorful pages. It's laid out very nicely. And you'll get to areas in all the workbooks where the student is directed to score their pages and correct their mistakes and rescore. This is great for them to do. I used to set this up where the answer key was in another room with a red pen, and they'd have to leave all their schoolwork behind and just take their workbook over there. They really can't cheat because when the workbooks are finished, you give them the test and you score the test. If they don't do well on that test, they have to redo the workbook. So they have incentive to really learn the material. The next subject is English. This is book 93. And here is the page that shows the goals and a scripture and a character trait. And there are pages where a supervisor will need to initial. Usually this is because the curriculum is set up so that you need to review a certain page with them, like the first page where you review the goals, the character trait, and the scripture. That always has a supervisor's initial at the bottom of that first page because they want you to introduce that book with them because it's very independent after that. Here is a page where they go score their own work. And at the end of this English PACE book, the last page, they're encouraged to get ready for their test. So they turn this workbook into you and you give them the test. The last subject we're going to go over quickly is just the algebra. It's book 100 with a 1 in front of it. And of course, it's for older students, so you don't have a lot of colors or cartoons so much, but you do have the same thing, the goals, which in this case called the objectives, and a scripture. And then here you score your own pages. And a checkup, which is a mini quiz. Just an example. So that's really it. I wanted to show you 3 other quick things. First of all, the website for ACE Ministries to purchase the PACE books is aceschooloftomorrow.com. The scope and sequence book that they offer is very valuable, even if you don't buy their workbooks. It's great to see a bird's eye view. Like for all of first grade, you see what a student should learn in English and on. And then the last thing I want to let you know is they have a diagnostic test. The paper diagnostic tests are designed for students who know how to read. The test proctor scores the test, evaluates the results, and correlates the skills with the scope and sequence for accurate placement in the curriculum. Proper academic diagnosis and prescription is vital to student success and cannot be emphasized too much. If weak areas are evident from the testing session, appropriate gap paces must be prescribed to strengthen specific skills. So here is math, the diagnostic test, and the key. That's it, and I appreciate y'all watching and caring for your children. My website, familytreehomeschool.com, I have a note there on the main page that we do have free informational meetings in person the 4th Friday at the Lee Library in Lee, Florida at 2 o'clock. And free online Zoom meetings the second Sundays at 3 o'clock, and the link is live if you click on that link on the website.